Okay, hey guys, so I'm going to be profiling my Madolche deck today. I very recently built this deck. I've actually wanted to build it for quite a long time, and I just finally was able to get all the cards I needed to do so. So yeah, I'm not great with this deck at all by any means. This build is extremely early, extremely experimental. Feel free to drop some feedback, maybe some suggestions. I'm, just sort of putting that out there now. So yeah, I've had a lot of fun with it so far, though. It's got a lot of really cool combos, and my favorite part is that you don't have to use needle fiber for any of them because they kind of can't. They lock you into Madolches. So let's start off with triple copies of Madolche Madolche. So this is your searcher card when it's normal or flip summoned, like that would ever come up. You can add a Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. She's actually pretty unique in that she can add herself. It doesn't matter a lot since you don't usually want to do that, but I just thought I'd mention it. So yeah, maybe you'd want to do it with Salon later. Next, Madolche Petting Sessor. So this is the key crucial combo starter, particularly both of these. So Petting Sessor, you can summon it from your hand as long as you don't control any monsters in your graveyard. And then when it's special summoned, you can special summon a Madolche monster from your deck and decrease its level by 1. That's mostly going to be Pudding Cess, so I'll get to in a second. So yeah, opening with Petting Sessor alone can be a pretty strong combo. Opening Madolche and searching Petting Sessor is ridiculously strong, and you can summon a lot of monsters, clear a lot of boards if you're going seconds. So these are fantastic cards that you really, really want to see. Next, we have our two Pudding Cess. One's common, please don't judge me. So yeah, this is crucial because your Chocolate a la mode needs to have Pudding Cess as material in order to use its effects. Some people choose to run one copy of this card. I'm just running two because I don't want to have one stuck in my hand or whatever, and sometimes you can use two in some combos, so I figured that two would be nice. Just be nice if I could rarity upgrade this. Oh, and I should probably mention now, all the Madolches do have effects where if they get destroyed or whatever and go to the grave, you can shuffle them back into your deck. So that matters for a few other cards. I figure I should mention it now. Next, we've got Angeli. This card used to be really expensive. Thank God for reprints. So basically, you contribute it and summon a Madolche monster from your deck. It can't be destroyed, and it gets shuffled back into your deck later on, but it doesn't matter. It's just going to be used as a combo piece. This is mostly useful for summoning Hoot Cake, but you can summon technically anything else you want with it. So that's nice. Oh, speaking of Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake is incredible. It's a really useful card. It's a beast, which is important for Messengeldo here in a sec, but more importantly than that, Hoot Cake can banish a monster from your grave, like a monster actually. It doesn't even have to be a Madolche, so it's a great way to clear your grave of some used Xyz monsters, so that you can, some effects need your grave to be cleared of monsters. And you summon a Madolche from your deck. It's fantastic. Yeah, it's just a good time. Next, Madolche Messengeldo or Messengelato. I'm not sure how to say that. So this one's really cool. If it's special summoned and you've got a beast Madolche monster, Madolche Hoot Cake's a beast, you can add a Madolche Speller Trap from your deck to your hand. This is cool because it's not a hard once per turn. So you can actually summon 2 or even sometimes 3 copies of this thing in one turn and just get a ridiculous amount of searches. You should never have to summon 3. That's actually why I'm running 3 though, is because I do like to be able to make my combos go for real long, because I love a grind. Alright, that's all for the Madolche monsters. I've got a couple of funky tech cards in here. Herald of Orange Light. So this one's fun. I saw this in some deck profile and I was like, oh, this looks nice. So basically you can pitch this and another fairy from your hand to negate a monster effect. That's actually really, really awesome because you've got a number of fairy monsters in this deck, actually. So basically, Madolche Angeli is a fairy, Pudding Cess is a fairy, Petting Sessor is a fairy. You've got a lot of fairies, and they end up in your hand oftentimes. They'll get bounced back to your hand, or they just are there and they're spare and they weren't used for the combo, so this is great. There's no hard ones per turn on it. It's like a neg in card economy, but not really, because Madolches get loads of free cards. And it's just a good way to take your opponent by surprise and negate monster effects. So yeah, oh yeah, and 2 more monsters. I'm running 2 Gameciel. Great for going second if you need to deal with a troublesome boss monster or 2. Things like Borreload Savage Dragon come to mind, for instance, and other sort of floodgatey type things. Get rid of them, and then it's easy to spin everything back into your opponent's deck with Tiramisu, so that's why I'm running these. I don't run any other hand traps, but you probably could. I don't know. I haven't played this deck long. Alright, spells. Madolche Ticket. and Madolche Chateau. I feel they should just kind of be discussed together because they're both kind of similar cards. They work really well in tandem. So when you activate Chateau, you shuffle all the monsters, Madolche monsters, in your graveyard back into the deck, boost your Madolche monsters' attack and defense, and if they would go back into your deck by their effects, they actually will return to your hand instead. So it's useful because it means that you're getting them to your hand to use like on your next turn. And Ticket, if a Madolche monster gets returned to your deck or your hand from your grave, you can search for another Madolche. And if you have a fairy Madolche monster, you can actually summon the Madolche instead of searching the Madolche. So I feel like I'm saying that word a lot. Next, Madolche Salon. This is one of the newer cards. It gives you an extra normal summon, so that's very nice. And also, if one of your Madolches returns, much like Ticket, this will let you set a Madolche spell or trap from your deck. So these cards, incredible. So much advantage you'll generate from these. Very nice. Foolish Burial Good. So this is mostly meant to pitch that new trap, Madolche Promenade. You could actually run 3 of this. If you open with this and Mageline, you can do some real crazy combo. I've done it once, like online or something. I still need a 3rd copy of this, though. I only have 2 copies. At least 2 spare for this deck. And I'm running 2 Cosmic Cyclone because sometimes back row can be a little annoying. There's floodgates that exist, and you just don't want to have to deal with, like, there can be only 1 or summon limit or things like that. So getting rid of that's nice. And plus, you could stop a Mystic Mine or something. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Okay, on to the traps. So Madolche Promenade. This is actually a pretty deceptive negation card. You can target a card your opponent controls and one of your Madolche monsters that you control or in your grave. You will negate your opponent's card and bounce the Madolche to your hand. Pretty incredible, really. It's great for just negating like starter spell type cards that your opponent might use, those Rhoda sort of cards or whatever, draw cards. And then it recycles a Madolche. It could be a huge plus for you. You can banish it from your grave to target one of your Madolche Xyz and equip it with a Madolche monster from your hand, your deck, or your grave. Incredible for extending combos. Really nice card. I'm also teching something that not a lot of people run, but Madolche Knights. I quite like this card. So when a monster effect is activated, if you don't have any monsters in your grave, which you shouldn't because of things like Chateau, you're actually able to negate that effect. And if you have a Pudding Sis on the field, which doesn't happen too much but can, then you're actually able to discard a random card from your opponent's hand. Or not discard it, it shuffles into the deck, but you know, pulling a card out of their hand. So this is really cool and it's searchable. Gravedigger's Trap Hole. So this is actually a tech card that can counter cards like Nibiru. So basically, when your opponent activates a monster effect that's in their hand or their grave, you can basically negate it and deal 2,000 damage. I run Trap Tricks for Felicia, and it's pretty easy to make Trap Tricks for Felicia with some opening hands. So you can just have her Felicia on the field, and then if they try to use Nibiru, you've got Gravedigger's Trap Hole. It's a fun time. Finally, 3 imperms. This could be a number of hand traps or spells and traps. Can't afford it, run like Lost Wind or something, I don't know. Forbidden Chalice. Loads of alternatives in this game. Alright, finally the extra deck. So we've got 2 Pudding Sis Chocolate a la mode. You could run 3 copies if you're maybe running a build with Pot of Extravagance. I saw some people running that, but I only run 2. So you can basically overlay this on top of a rank 4 or lower Madolche Xyz monster. And basically it lets you target a Madolche monster in your grave and shuffle it into the deck. If a Madolche monster gets shuffled into your deck, even by her own effect conveniently, then you can detach a material from her to summon a free Madolche monster straight from your deck, but she needs to have Pudding Sis as material in order to use that. That's actually why Pudding Sis is so important, and also why Promenade's pretty helpful, because it can force attach Pudding Sis underneath her or just any other Madolche to get additional copies of her effect, because she doesn't have a hard once per turn. Glass Souffle, this is mostly just the one that you're going to go into first and then overlay Chocolate a la mode. But her effect does actually allow her to detach and target a Madolche and make it unaffected by other effects. So like, you know, pretty cool. It actually has a really useful effect. So if a Madolche gets sent to your graveyard, you can shuffle up to 2 cards from the graves into the deck. You can actually use this to disrupt your opponent, so that's always a nice thing. And then finally, Tiara Misu herself, in unfortunately common rarity. I'm poor, I'm sorry, don't judge me. So this is great. You detach, you then shuffle 2 Madolche cards, not just monsters, from your graveyard into the deck, and then 2 cards on your opponent's side of the field into their deck. Incredible for field clearing. This doesn't have a hard once per turn. You can make 2 or even 3 copies of this, depending on like your opening and stuff. So very great for going second, and why I feel like this deck can balance going first and second rather well. Traptrix for Felicia, like I was mentioning, this is for Gravedigger's Trap Hole. And then I've just got some other generic rank 4 Xyz, Dweller, Tornado Dragon, Cowboy, and then a few Link monsters. I guess I should start with Madolche Fresh Sistart. Pretty useful in some combos, and the monsters that it points to, or sorry, when it's pointing to a monster, Madolche spells and traps can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So it's quite nice, and she can protect, I think it's just herself. Yeah, by sending Madolche monsters in the graveyard into the deck instead of letting herself get destroyed. It's kind of nice. I'm also running Boral Sword and Apollosa. You won't make these usually in your initial combos, but if the game gets grindy, Madolche have no problem just plopping extra monsters in the field, and these are both great cards. I might take Apollosa out, it doesn't come out that much, but Boral Sword can. And then a Coral Dragon, because I'm running a tuner, so I thought this would be kind of fun and cheeky. Really, this could just be something like Nightmare Phoenix if you wanted, but trying to have a little fun, okay? Jeez. Alright, and that is the Madolche deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think that this deck is actually super fun. It's an older theme, so getting a hold of some of the cards is rough, but most of them have gotten reprinted, and I'm really excited about the super rare Messengelito as well. That's going to be fun. Alright, give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Check out some of our other deck profiles, and it's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Pastor.